Jesus feeds 5,000. When Jesus and his disciples landed in a desolate area, seeking rest, they found that the people had run ahead of them and were waiting. Jesus felt compassion for the crowd and began to teach them. Late in the day, his disciples came to Jesus and said, "It is getting late, and this place has nothing here. Send the people away into the nearby country and villages so they can buy themselves something to eat." Jesus said to Philip to test him, "You feed them." Philip did not understand what Jesus wanted. He said, "We cannot go and buy bread for all these people." Jesus said, "How many loaves do you have here? Go and see." So they checked out the crowd, finding a boy with 5 small loaves of flat bread and 2 small fish. Andrew said, "That won't feed very many." Jesus told them to have the people sit down in groups of hundreds and 50s, over 5,000 men besides women and children. Taking the 5 loaves and 2 fish, Jesus looked up to heaven and gave thanks. He broke the loaves and fish and handed them to the disciples to give to the people. All 5,000 men and the women and children ate and were filled, and there were 12 basketfuls of bread and fish left over. Seeing this, the people said, "This must be the prophet who is to come into the world." Jesus walks on water. Jesus could tell they were ready to force him to be their king. He sent the crowd away and sent his disciples back in the boat to Bethsaida, while he went up on the mountain alone to pray. He stayed there until the 4th watch, which was between 3 and 6 in the morning. It was dark, but he could see that his disciples were having trouble in their boat, for a strong wind was blowing against them, and they were rowing hard. They were about 3.5 miles away when he walked out to them and started to pass them by. They all saw him and thought they saw a ghost. Terrified, they cried out. "Don't be afraid," he answered. "It is I." Peter said, "Lord, if it is really you, ask me to join you out there." "Come." So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water towards Jesus. But the wind blew and Peter became afraid. He began to sink. "Lord, save me," he cried. Jesus immediately grabbed his hand, saying, "Oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt?" When they got into the boat, the wind ceased. Those in the boat hadn't understood about the loaves, but now they worshipped him, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." When they landed at Gennesaret, people ran to bring their sick and lame to where he was. All they needed to do was to touch the hem of his clothes to become well.